What happened in 2003? One cow diagnosed with mad cow disease. Remember mad cow disease? One cow, they found mad cow disease in like a farm in Oregon in 2003. Worldwide embargo on USDA beef. I haven't even tried these yet. Should I try one? Back in my day, we didn't have a whatnot, you know? Nah, you don't know. If you go Chipotle and you don't go spicy ranch, like, what are you doing? Wow. Oh yeah, oh geez. Pineapple. As the platform's been evolving, now what's really interesting about Grovara is, if you remember, we've been doing this now for 14 years. So when we first came up with the idea for Grovara, the idea of having this global trading technology to go head to head with Alibaba back in 2010, people are like, what do you know about exporting? And who are you to say that you're gonna go head to head with Alibaba? Now, the trophies on the shelf speak for themselves. We've come a long way in 14 years, right? We are now able to say with conviction that we are going head to head with Alibaba in terms of our scope and ambition to be a global B2B trading technology platform. So our platform now is pretty robust. We have the capability of selling everything from food and beverage to Pokemon, and now most recently, beef and proteins. Now, it's no surprise that without subsidies, a hamburger would cost a lot more than what you're paying for it in the stores here in the US today. There's a global shortage of proteins. There's so many people in the middle and upper class who can now afford like prime USDA cuts of beef. Well, you have 3 cuts of beef, right? You have the real, you ever go to the steak shop and they got like that marbled beef and it looks like and it's like, damn, that's some good looking beef, right? It's got the fat like marbled into like the meat itself. That is prime USDA beef. Prime. That's the high-end, premium, most quality cut of beef you can get. Usually it's coming from like a juvenile calf. You know, that's where they source like a high protein diet cow. It's not like a cow that's coming from a farm that's struggling. It's coming from like an institutionalized farm. Now after prime, you got your second mid-class, your mid beef. Your mid beef is your choice cut. Choice. So you got your prime is your quality, your mid cut is your choice cut. And what do you think they call like the crap beef? Whoa, no crap. What do you think they call that lower end beef? What do you think that's called?
Ground beef.
No, that's a calf. That's a calf with no legs. Is ground beef, okay? This, the most, so you got your prime, you got your choice, and you got your most inferior cut is your select. Your select. So if you see on the label, it says like prime beef, you're getting quality. It says choice, it's mid. It says select, it's that lower tier, okay? And that's the beef, like it's real meat, it's real protein, but it doesn't have that marbled look and feel of what you're looking for. Usually when you get a select cut of beef, you use it, you marinate it, you're boiling it, or you're using a lot of seasoning or like a rub, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? Now you know about your beef, okay? You got some stuff you didn't know coming to today's call, we'd be talking about. But now Grovara is selling beef and proteins globally. Refrigerated or frozen, doesn't matter. We've got all cuts. We're slaughterhouse direct. You can now buy your proteins, beefs, chickens, fish with Grovara. Just message one of us over here at Grovara or go into the platform and you're gonna start seeing more and more of these SKUs and items added to our catalog. So we got these new baby back ribs, for example, we're loading today, and bacon slabs, and cuts of porterhouse and every type of beef you could ever imagine now we're direct. And we can co-pack it, we can have a private label around the beef, so you want your own store's name right there, you can have that, we can do it for you. You want 6 chicken cutlets in a container, we got you covered, we'll figure it out. All we need is your specs, your target price, and your forecast. That's it. Right? Do you want halal beef, kosher beef, whatever documents you want to ride along, we can now procure it. Isn't that awesome? So you go from a long way from being like an analog business to a technology-based distribution platform that's now going into multiple verticals, again, from the Pokemon cards to the food, the beverage, to the frozen and the refrigerated beef. Now, what makes beef so attractive today? A lot of variables. First off, like I said before, there's a shortage globally of proteins. There's not enough proteins across the planet. Worldwide, people don't think about this, but like one of the things that has happened in the last 30 years is this boom of the middle class around the globe. More people have been pulled out of poverty in the last 30 years than ever before. So you got all this new people joining the ranks of the middle and upper class. And what do these people want? They want affordable luxuries. What's the best affordable luxury is food, right? Now you have your affordable luxuries and food. And what's the first type of food that people want when they have money? Beef, proteins, right? Makes sense. And who's got some of the best beef and proteins on the planet? Peanut gallery, what do you guys think? Who? Come on.
Japanese Wagyu.
Yeah, Japanese Wagyu's good, Brazil's good, but the U.S., USDA beef, everyone wants it. It reigns supreme. You ever had boar's head? You like boar's head? Right, great deli cuts. Who else wants boar's head meats? Everyone outside the U.S. too, they want boar's head. They want that quality, they want that supreme, they want that trust that the Made in America seal commands. Now, since 2003, there has been a worldwide embargo against U.S. beef, specifically USDA beef, right? Now, U.S. Department of Agriculture, makes sense? USDA, right, obvious. How come? What happened in 2003? One cow was diagnosed with mad cow disease. Remember mad cow disease? Yes, no? Yeah. One cow, they found mad cow disease in like a farm in Oregon in 2003. Worldwide embargo on USDA beef at that time. Because it was scary. But more importantly, what were the other factors and variables behind the mad cow disease? All of the monopolies, the ranchers who had all their beef and manufacturing and slaughterhouses in these other countries, capitalized on this opportunity, shut down the importation of U.S. beef, blaming the mad cow disease. Rightfully so for some time, right? But it's been 22 years since 2003. And you would think that mad cow disease, which hasn't been in the news in God knows how long, would be not a variable that's in play. However, a lot of these countries still, to this day, have not allowed the importation of USDA beef because of the 2003 mad cow issue. One of these countries being the UK. In 2003, a lot of countries cited mad cow disease as the reason why they were stopping immediately the importation of beef, USDA beef, to their countries. If you pull back the curtain, you can see what happened behind. A lot of these countries, like the UK, right, that have monopolies and slaughterhouses in country that saw an opportunity to like build market share for themselves by the elimination of USDA beef. New supply chains had to be created, and guess who created them? The monopolies in country then took over and filled the gap with their own inventory. And it stayed that way. For 20 plus years now, many countries, including the UK, have halted the importation of USDA beef. Trump comes in. Our boy Trump gets elected, throws up these tariffs on everybody. And what a great reset this has been, because now we can take a holistic approach. Now, I'm not saying Trump's tone in negotiation is the best and most favorable, but he's an instigator, he's an agitator, and he's forcing conversations to happen, and look what's going down. Yes, the tariffs were disruptive, but they're also creating some positive impact for the economy too by forcing these outdated legislations that were only being backed by countries' monopolies for all this time. And it's amazing to me that no other president has, come in and kind of saw how ridiculous this has been and realized the opportunity to keep pumping out trade. Now, granted, Obama did say he was going to double U.S. exports within 5 years. And that was his mantra, but like nothing specific, like let's get some of that USDA beef flowing back to where it should have been flowing for all these years. So good boy Trump, open up the supply chains, getting the USDA beef back to the UK, and Grovara is really excited to be helping lead the initiative in charge, getting this American beef into the hands of the global consumers, building the new supply chains, and following the new legislations that are and trade treaties that are being enacted by the current administration. Now, beef is only part of our story. We like showcasing the American entrepreneur here at the Grodega. We like showcasing the face behind all these brands. And we're gonna go into the slaughterhouses, talk to the people who are handling the proteins and the beef over the coming months. You'll follow us on the journey as we help set up these supply chains, get the products into the hands of the global consumers, and help realize some of the potential opportunity that comes with these new trade treaties that are now being negotiated with the current administration. One of the things that's really interesting to me is like, what is a container of chapoys? Like a full 25 pallets of chapoys. It's probably gonna run, I'm just spitballing here, but like under $100,000, you know, for a 40-foot container of chips. What's a 40-foot container of bacon slabs? About $250,000, right? Margins are up. Higher volume, higher average order values. I mean, this is a great move for us. The same amount of time it takes to negotiate a deal for chapoys, it takes to negotiate for beef. So as a business decision, it makes sense for us to start focusing on these commodities, especially because our technology platform is capable of handling raw coffee beans or alive men's 50+ Nature's Way daily vitamin. Right? So we're going to be looking for these good opportunities to take advantage, to maximize the ROI of everyone's time in working with us. If you want to be in the Grodega, come on down here, talk to us. Please let me know. Go to sales@grovara.com or email me directly, pgroverman@grovara.com. We'd love to work with you. Stay tuned. We got more to talk about. If you want the chance to win a Grovara fidget spinner, put a comment below, like, subscribe, share, all the things that you got to do to help promote the Grodega podcast. And don't forget, the most important thing is to go global.